Have you ever felt like there's more to life than what meets the eye? Like something deeper, something that's been hidden from you, just beyond the surface of your everyday reality? The Kybalion isn't just another spiritual text. It's the key to understanding that hidden truth, the blueprint of the universe, and how everything is connected. You've been taught that the world works in a certain way, that everything happens by chance or by the whims of fate. But what if the truth is far more organized, far more deliberate than you've been led to believe? The Kybalion introduces universal laws that govern everything, from the smallest particle to the grandest cosmic forces. These aren't mere theories. These are laws. Laws of nature, of the mind, of existence itself, written in the fabric of reality, but hidden in plain sight. It's not just about reading a book or memorizing some principles. It's about awakening to how the universe truly operates. And the moment you start to understand these laws, you begin to see the world in a completely new way. No more confusion. No more wondering why things happen. You'll finally get the keys to the universe. But why now? Why does this message find you at this exact moment? Because you're ready. The Kybalion doesn't call out to everyone. It waits for those who are ready to awaken, those who are ready to understand that everything in your life, every event, every person, every cycle, has been governed by these laws all along. This is not just spiritual philosophy. It's the hidden mechanism of life, the force behind the curtain. And as you read these words, you begin to peel back the layers of illusion that have kept you blind to the truth. This is your moment of awakening. The moment you stop seeing life as random and start understanding it as a series of steps, of cycles, of natural laws at work. Ready to dive in? Let's uncover what has been hidden, what has been waiting for you. Let's talk about the Kybalion and what it can reveal about your life, your purpose, and the universe itself. What if the entire universe, everything you see, feel, touch, and experience, is not as it appears? What if everything, from your personal struggles to the stars above, is shaped by something far more profound than mere chance? The Kybalion opens with a simple yet revolutionary idea. The all is mind. The universe, everything in it, is mental. This isn't just some abstract idea or metaphorical concept. This is the first law of the universe, a law that governs all of existence. The all is the mind of the cosmos, the source of all creation. What you call reality is nothing more than the reflection of thought made manifest. Now, this might sound like a dramatic shift in perspective, but what if it's the truth you've been waiting for? Have you ever had a moment when everything seemed to fall into place, like all of a sudden, you could see the invisible threads that connected everything? That wasn't a coincidence. That was the mental nature of the universe becoming clear to you. Imagine for a moment that everything you've experienced in your life, every joy, every heartache, every success and setback, has been in response to your inner thoughts and beliefs. What if every event, good or bad, is a reflection of the state of your mind? The Kybalion teaches that reality is not happening to you. It's happening through you. Think about it. Your thoughts shape the world around you. Just as your mind creates dreams when you sleep, it creates your waking life while you're awake. The walls of your reality are made from the same substance as your thoughts. So, what if you could master the nature of your thoughts? What if you could control the frequency of your mind and change the course of your life? This is not some lofty ideal. It's a law, and it is operating whether you're aware of it or not. The good news: once you see the truth, once you understand this law, you gain control over how your world is shaped. This is the power you've always had, but never realized. The question is, are you ready to step into this power? To stop seeing yourself as a passive observer of your life, and instead realize that you are the creator of your reality. This is just the beginning. The Kybalion doesn't just explain how life works. It shows you how to tap into the invisible forces that are already shaping your existence. And when you learn to work with these forces, you'll start to see just how much control you've always had. Stay tuned, because the deeper truths are coming. Have you ever wondered why life seems to reflect the same patterns over and over again? Why you experience the same issues with slightly different faces and circumstances, but always feeling the same way? It's because the outer world is simply a mirror of the inner world. The Kybalion teaches us the principle of correspondence, which tells us that everything in the universe, from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, follows the same patterns. As above, so below; as within, so without. These are words of incredible power. They tell us that what is happening on the inside of you is being reflected on the outside. You see, reality doesn't just happen to you. What you're experiencing now, whether consciously or subconsciously, is a direct result of what you've been vibrating on the inside. This is a law, not a suggestion. If you want to change your world, you must first look inward. If there's chaos in your life, there's likely chaos within. If you're struggling to find peace or success, it might be that your inner world is out of alignment. Everything you experience on the outside is a direct reflection of your inner state. But here's the good news. Once you begin to understand the principle of correspondence, you start to realize that you hold the key to changing everything. You can shift your world by simply changing the way you think, feel, and believe. Everything around you can change once you change what's happening within you. This principle operates on every level, whether it's your personal relationships, your career, or your health. The patterns that appear in your life are a reflection of the patterns in your thoughts. Want to see peace in your life? Then cultivate peace within yourself. Want success? Begin by holding a belief in your inner potential and allow that energy to flow outward. Once you recognize this, you stop feeling like a victim of your circumstances. You realize that you have the power to transform the external world by aligning your inner world. It's a shift in perspective, but it's also a shift in control. You are no longer at the mercy of the world around you. You begin to see that the outer chaos is simply a mirror of your inner state, and you have the ability to recalibrate it. But this is just one layer of the Kybalion's wisdom. We're only beginning to touch on how these laws shape everything you experience. Ready to take this understanding deeper? Let's move on to the next principle. Do you ever get the feeling that your life is a reflection of something much deeper? That everything you experience, good or bad, isn't just happening by chance, but rather is part of a much larger, intricate design? What if your circumstances, relationships, and challenges were not random, but an intricate mirror of something within you? This is the essence of the principle of correspondence in the Kybalion. This principle teaches that the same patterns repeat at every level of existence. It's like a cosmic echo. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm. The outer world is merely a mirror of what's happening inside of you. The universe, in all its complexity, operates by the same laws at every scale, from the smallest thoughts you hold in your mind to the vastness of the cosmos. This isn't just an abstract idea. It's a law of nature. You see, when you understand this, you start to notice that what's going on in your mind is actively shaping the life you're living. If your thoughts are filled with negativity or limitation, they will manifest in your world, causing you to attract the same energy from the universe. Conversely, when you shift your thinking to one of abundance and possibility, the universe will respond in kind, bringing opportunities, growth, and clarity your way. The principle of correspondence shows us that life is not fragmented or chaotic. It's linked in ways we can't always see, but are constantly influencing each other. Your inner state, your mental and emotional energy, directly affects what you experience in the world. If you want to change the world around you, the first place to start is within. As above, so below. As within, so without. Think of it this way. If you want to fix your relationships, your finances, or your health, start by looking inward. Ask yourself, what's going on in my mind that's creating these experiences? Are you constantly afraid of failure? Are you stuck in old stories that no longer serve you? Those stories and beliefs are what are reflecting back at you in the form of your reality. The Kybalion doesn't just ask us to believe in this. It challenges us to become aware of the connections between our inner and outer worlds. It's not a suggestion. It's a reality. Everything happening on the outside is an expression of something within. And when you realize that, you begin to see the incredible power you hold to shape your life. The world doesn't happen to you. It happens because of you. Are you ready to embrace this power and take responsibility for the reflection you're seeing in your life? Because as soon as you do, you can begin to change everything. The outer world can only mirror your inner one. So when you start changing what's inside, you'll see the world begin to change in ways you never thought possible. This is just the beginning. Let's explore the next principle, where you'll begin to understand how all of this movement and energy truly works. Everything around you is alive with energy. The room you're sitting in, the chair you're on, the clothes you're wearing, all of it is vibrating at a certain frequency. What you think of as still is, in fact, in constant motion. Now, what if you could understand the frequency you're operating at and shift it at will? The Kybalion's principle of vibration reveals this truth. Nothing is truly still. What seems solid is just energy moving at a frequency too low to detect with our eyes. This idea tells us that everything is in constant motion, and the rate of vibration dictates what we experience. Positive thoughts have a higher frequency than negative ones. Love vibrates faster than hate. Opportunities appear when you vibrate at a higher frequency, because that's when you're in alignment with what's meant for you. The biggest challenge here is recognizing that you are a vibration, and just like any sound or light wave, your thoughts, emotions, and actions are broadcasting an energy that resonates with the universe. What's more, the universe doesn't react to what you say you want. It reacts to who you are, your energy, your vibration. This is the principle of vibration in action. You are either attracting or repelling based on your current state of being. Ever wonder why some people seem to attract endless opportunity, while others seem stuck in the same cycle of disappointment? It's simple. Frequency. They are vibrating at a higher frequency, which aligns them with positive events, people, and experiences. When you learn to understand and control your own vibration, you stop feeling at the mercy of life's randomness. Instead, you begin to consciously align yourself with what you desire. This isn't some mystical belief. It's a universal law. Just as a tuning fork resonates with the exact same frequency of another object placed nearby, your energetic vibration will attract people, events, and circumstances that match it. If you want to shift what you're experiencing, you must first shift what you're vibrating. That means moving beyond reaction and consciously choosing to raise your frequency through your thoughts, emotions, and even the physical state of your body. So ask yourself, what am I vibrating today? Are you vibrating from a place of fear, doubt, and resistance? Or are you aligning with feelings of gratitude, trust, and abundance? The principle of vibration shows us that by simply changing the way we vibrate, we have the power to transform our reality. It's not about forcing things to happen. It's about creating harmony within yourself and watching the world reflect that back at you. What you resonate with is what you will attract. In your mind, light and dark are opposites. But what if those opposites are just two sides of the same coin? What if you could understand the secret that allows you to turn one into the other? The principle of polarity from the Kybalion teaches us that everything in the universe operates on a spectrum. Nothing exists without its opposite. Think about how cold can turn into heat and how happiness can turn into sadness. These opposites aren't separate. They're degrees of the same energy. Just as day flows into night and summer turns into winter, so too do emotions and states of mind fluctuate on the same scale. One is just a shift in degree. This principle teaches us that polarity is not something to fight. It's something to embrace. Instead of seeing negative emotions like fear or anger as obstacles, see them as opportunities to shift the energy within you. Imagine turning fear into courage or anger into clarity. If you understand this principle, you realize that you hold the power to transmute any negative experience into something positive just by shifting your perception. How often have you found yourself in a place of stagnation, feeling stuck in negative thought patterns or overwhelmed by challenges? What if, instead of resisting it, you could shift the energy and experience it in a different way? It's all about perspective. Fear and love are both driven by the same source, the mind. The Kybalion tells us that the only difference between the two is the vibration at which we experience them. Now, this shift isn't magical, and it certainly doesn't happen overnight. But the first step is awareness, recognizing that every challenge you face, every feeling of inadequacy, is not an isolated incident. It's part of a universal law. All you need to do is change the degree of your experience by shifting your emotional state. For example, when you feel fear, instead of avoiding it, acknowledge it and turn that energy towards something empowering. When you face doubt, don't run from it. Use it as a stepping stone to greater confidence. As life swings between highs and lows, understand that both are part of the same rhythm. Polarity is the force that allows you to rise after a fall, to find light in the dark, and to create clarity in confusion. Everything you experience can be viewed through this lens. The key is to perceive the opposite pole of the energy you're currently facing and consciously move toward that higher vibration. When you start living in alignment with this law, your challenges lose their power over you. You no longer feel helpless or defeated by the forces of negativity. Instead, you see them for what they are, a doorway to transformation. The principle of polarity shows us that the energy behind every situation can be shifted, and this shift, when made consciously, allows us to live a life of balance and flow. Imagine a wave in the ocean. It rises and then it falls. There's a natural rhythm to the flow of water. The principle of rhythm from the Kybalion shows us that everything in the universe operates on a cycle. From the seasons, to emotions, to even the rise and fall of civilizations, everything moves with a rhythm. Nothing is static. Life, in its essence, is constant motion, and understanding the principle of rhythm can help you stop resisting the natural ebb and flow of your life. Think about how joy can give way to sadness, and success can lead to failure. It's not random. It's the natural rhythm of existence. Life doesn't simply move forward, it moves in waves. Sometimes we're at the peak, feeling unstoppable, and other times we're in the valley, feeling like we've hit rock bottom. And that's okay. The Kybalion teaches us that both ups and downs are necessary for the growth of the whole. Just as a pendulum swings to the left before it swings to the right, you cannot have growth without the inevitable moments of downturn. Here's the secret. Acceptance. When you learn to flow with the rhythm of your life, you stop resisting the lows. You stop fighting against the waves, and instead, you let them carry you forward. Every challenge you face, every obstacle that appears before you, is part of the rhythm. It's a preparation for the next rise. You don't have to force things to always be up or positive. By embracing the down times, you understand that they're just part of the cycle, and they give way to the next rise. This principle is most powerful when you realize that no situation is permanent. If you're going through tough times, know that the rhythm will bring you back to a place of clarity and calm. If you're in a time of success, don't get complacent. Appreciate the rise, but know that the fall is also part of the cycle, and you will emerge from it even stronger. The key is to stay balanced and not be swept away by the highs or lows. Your job is to find your center, to stay steady through both the peaks and the valleys. Don't try to force the rhythm to match your desires. Instead, work with it. Learn when to rest and when to push forward. Understanding rhythm is about finding harmony between effort and ease, action and rest, and success and failure. So, the next time life feels chaotic or uncertain, ask yourself, what part of the cycle am I in? Then, instead of resisting, find ways to adapt. This isn't about waiting for the highs to come back. It's about using the lows to prepare for them. When you stop trying to control the rhythm, you'll feel more at peace because you'll understand that you're not fighting life. You're learning how to ride it. Ever wondered why things seem to happen for a reason, or why patterns in your life repeat themselves? There's a universal law that governs everything: cause and effect. This principle tells us that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What you do, say, think, and feel all sends out a vibration into the universe, and that vibration will always return to you, sooner or later. If you've ever experienced a moment of clarity when you realize something significant has happened because of a decision you made days, months, or even years ago, then you've seen the principle of cause and effect in action. It's like a web where everything is connected. Your life is not a random series of events, no matter how much it may seem like it. There's a deeper structure at play. Your thoughts and actions are seeds, and the experiences that come into your life are the fruits of those seeds. This law teaches that nothing is coincidental. What is happening around you is a reflection of what you've projected into the world. Take a moment to reflect. What are you attracting into your life right now? The people you meet, the opportunities that present themselves, the struggles you face. They're not random. They are the result of your inner state. If you're attracting negativity, perhaps it's time to ask, what thoughts, beliefs, or emotions have I been sending out? When we look deeper into the world, we see that it is not chaotic. It's precise. The universe is a system that responds to your vibration. Your intentions, your desires, your fears, they create ripples that shape the world around you. This is why understanding cause and effect is crucial to your spiritual journey. Once you recognize the direct connection between your inner world and the outer world, you start to realize that you're not a passive observer. You are a creator. But there's a catch. Cause and effect is not just about the positive actions you take. It's equally about the negative actions, the unconscious decisions, the habits you fall into that don't serve you. The truth is, the universe doesn't judge. It simply responds. If you constantly feel stuck, it might be because your internal cause is stuck. Are you holding on to old patterns of fear, resentment, or self-doubt? The universe is responding to that frequency, drawing in situations that mirror that inner state. Here's the empowering part. When you realize that you create your life through your choices and energy, you begin to see that everything is in your control. You're not at the mercy of circumstances. You're not waiting for something to change around you. You can change the cause. Once you start taking responsibility for the energy you're putting out, your external world starts to align with the truth of who you are. So, let's take a step back. Look at the effects in your life, whether they're positive or negative. Now ask yourself, what was the cause? Did you intend it? Was it aligned with your true self? If not, the work starts in recognizing the causes and shifting them. Change your frequency, change your actions, and the effects will change. Remember, this principle isn't about punishment or reward. It's about a universal feedback loop. The universe is always responding to what you send out, whether you're aware of it or not. Your thoughts, words, and actions create vibrations that ripple through the world. Understanding cause and effect gives you the power to shape your experience and align with the flow of life, instead of against it. It's easy to think of gender as a concept confined to biology, or even social structures, but in the realm of universal laws, gender has a much deeper meaning. It's not about physical sex. The principle of gender applies to everything in existence. It's about energy, creation, and balance. Everything in the universe, from atoms to galaxies, operates on a polarized spectrum of masculine and feminine energies. These energies exist in all things, whether you're aware of them or not. The masculine is the active force. It directs, executes, and initiates. The feminine, on the other hand, is receptive. It nurtures, receives, and creates. Imagine trying to create something. Masculine energy is the will, the drive, the force that gets things started. But if you don't have feminine energy to receive, nurture, and bring that creation into form, it simply falls apart or never fully manifests. Both energies are necessary. Without one, creation cannot fully take shape. In your life, this principle plays out in subtle ways. Have you ever noticed that when you're out of balance, you feel disconnected from your true potential? Too much masculine energy can lead to burnout, ambition without fulfillment, and a lack of rest. Too much feminine energy can lead to stagnation, too much daydreaming, and never taking action. Real power comes from a balance of both energies. So, what does this mean for you? It means that understanding the principle of gender gives you the tools to create more consciously. In every area of life, whether you're working on a project, a relationship, or even your personal growth, recognizing the balance of masculine and feminine energies is key. If you feel stuck, ask yourself, where am I out of balance? Are you acting without allowing yourself to receive? Are you receiving without taking action? This principle doesn't just apply to you as an individual. It also applies to everything. Think about the cycle of creation. Feminine energy gives birth to an idea, and masculine energy brings it into reality. Whether it's a business, a piece of art, or even a relationship, it's the dance of these energies that brings it to life. When you learn to recognize and cultivate both energies within yourself, you begin to create consciously. You begin to manifest from a place of alignment, instead of forcing things to happen. And when you align with this natural rhythm, things begin to flow. Your creativity comes alive. Your intuition sharpens. The world around you responds to the energy you are sending out. By living in balance with masculine and feminine energies, you're not just creating the world outside of you, you're creating a life that is in harmony. You're no longer operating in chaos or resistance, but instead moving with the universal flow of creation.